Christmas shopping always brings out the good memories of my childhood. I often did some Christmas shopping with my mom or my dad or even both my parents. But now as a young adult, I actually enjoy doing it by myself, but I do in fact bring my best friend Mia along sometimes. My name is Charlotte. This happened about a couple of years ago when both me and Mia were about 22 years old. We were doing our final Christmas shopping together at the local mall for our families. When we were in one particular store, Mia did notice a guy only a few years older than us. He was looking at us. She mentioned to me, like, the guy over there is looking at us. I did look, but I dismissed it as another shopper. But then when we went to another store, I did notice the guy too, but in a just different aisle from us, and he was looking at us. So I started paying attention to them, and I even told Mia about it. I could sense that she was feeling a bit uncomfortable, but we wanted to test if he actually were even following us. So we walked to another store to test it. And sure enough, it was true. He was following us. And we kept trying this 3 more times until I had enough. I just literally walked up to this guy and was like, "Excuse me, but why have you been following us for the past 5 different stores?" The guy was really surprised that I literally walked up to him and even asked him that. And his excuse was, it was just a random coincidence. I didn't even buy that excuse. I told him to back off and stop stalking us, or I will call the security. Because I was speaking loud enough so that the other people in the store could hear me, including the staff. The guy just suddenly raised his arms like say and backed off and left. It was the final time we even saw him because we continued our shopping for a little bit more longer than that, but we did keep our eyes open just in case if this guy was following us in a distance. But sure enough, he didn't even did. I was really surprised that this guy was so persistent. I even had me wondered, even after we left the mall, what was this guy's motive? Like, what was he even looking for? Was he just trying to get some scare of just for fun? Or did he have some particular motive? But if he did, I don't even want to find out. And luckily though, I hadn't even seen this guy ever since. Not that like in town either. But yeah, we did mention this to security just in case if someone else were being followed by this guy. We gave them the general description of the guy, and well, we did mention this to our families when we get home. And let's say my dad, he was upset, but he told me I was brave enough to literally standing up myself and defending if that happened. So yeah, to this stalker guy, please let us never meet again. Please. Christmas a year ago was the most terrifying moment in my entire life. You may understand why soon. My name is Abigail. When this happened, I was 35, now 36. I'm married and I have a lovely daughter named Daisy. I would do anything to protect her. A year ago, me and Daisy went to a local mall to do some shoppings, try to find things to my husband, her dad, and some other things that we might need it. When we were in one particular store, I told Daisy to stay by the toys and I would be back soon. But when I got back, She wasn't even there. She always listened to me, especially to follow the exact rules. So I started looking around, and when I didn't find her anywhere, I started getting panicked, starting running around with the cart full of the gifts and other things that we had. I was looking around for my daughter in the store, and I saw her with an older looking man. About to walking out, I called out to her, and she turned around and saw me standing there, and the man just let her go, and Daisy just ran up to me. She was just smiling, saying that this man was just saying that he has some puppies that he wants to show her. Yeah, the typical kidnapping technique. But the man, though, he didn't get it that far because he was stopped by a few men who was also doing some shopping with their families. And, of course, an employee at the store was called, and he called the police. Turned out this guy was, well, attempting to kidnap my daughter, and it turned out it was not his first attempt by doing this. He was arrested, of course. And after that day, me and my husband strictly told our daughter about the strange danger warnings. We never thought that she was me being too young to even be taught about this, but I think it's probably best for any young parents to telling their daughters or sons about strange dangers because it could save their lives. Just saying. But as for this man, and as there has been a year since, well, let's say he is pretty much still behind bars, and I heard that he has been sentenced at least a couple of years, like I think it was like 8 to 10 years or something like that. And this was not his first attempt to kidnap a child, so I don't have to worry about this man for a long time. But when he gets out, I really hope that he doesn't try again with this stuff. So even though I won't seen this man for several years, but I would have to say this, let us never meet again. Because I was so close to lose my daughter. My name is Emilia. I have always loved Christmas, even as a kid. With all the things about it, like the Christmas tree, the food, the gifts, you name it. I just want to mention it though. A few years ago, when I was about 25, I was invited to my parents' home for Christmas dinner, part of the tradition. When I got there, I could not stop smelling the amazing food that was being cooked. I was even told that we would have another guest over. It turned out they were our new next door neighbor to our left. His name is Connor, who was about 10 years older, so about 35. I even told my parents about my boyfriend Jack is coming over, but he would be a bit late since he was delivering some things to his parents' home. When Connor came over, he introduced himself to me, and I did the same thing as being polite. Things seems to be getting well between us, at least get to know each other. He did ask me things about myself, like some of the basic things, just to get to know me, which I don't think wrong with that. But when he asked me if I had a boyfriend, I told him I did. But he somehow dismissed that my story having a boyfriend was even real. So to prove him that, I showed him a photo of him. But Connor thinks that Jack was too bad for me, and that he would be a much better boyfriend. From that particular moment, I started to feel uncomfortable. Connor suggested that we will go out after Christmas as an official date, but I politely said no. But that moment, as he tried again, the front door opened, even though that neither me or Connor didn't even hear it. And in walked Jack. He saw that Connor was trying hitting on me and demanded to know, who is this guy? And I was really surprised and happy that Jack literally walked in. I walked up to him and said, "This is my boyfriend." Then my parents came in after they heard the noise. I told my parents what Connor had been trying to be doing, but he denied anything that happened. My dad, who is usually calm, got mad and told Connor, "You should leave our house right away and don't even try to talk to my family ever again." And he did leave without even questioning about it. I was later informed that Connor had moved away, so that was the last time we ever saw of him. Good things too, because he gave me the creeps. So thank you.